Hey Emily, thanks for your question on equipment financing and the real cost of it and how to think about it in terms of pricing. And as you know, we chatted about what actually is financing and why is it why do they use the nickname leverage, right? Because if you think about like a seesaw, right? If you think about like leveraging something, so you have this extra power where you get sort of like a bang for your buck. If I push down on the seesaw, I can lift things that might be heavier than if I lifted them myself, just with the physics of it. That's what borrowing money is, right? You're borrowing the amount of money to buy something, plus you're paying a little bit of extra, which is that interest. But the majority of what you're spending over that period of time is your capital. But instead of having to wait year two, three, four, five, six to acquire that money from your business, somebody else will let you take it today, but then you have to build that into your pricing to make sure that it's covered into your pricing. This piece of equipment is covered into my pricing, that the cost is covered even if I bought it with my own money or with somebody else's money, so that you're basically spreading out. Somebody's letting you spread out a payment plan on that equipment so you can make more revenue and more profits for your business today. But then you really also need to bring it down into numbers to really give you a true sense of that. So it's not like a vague feeling of it. So a lot of times equipment financing vendors will just give you a rate and an amount, and you have to figure out their interest. So there's these tools available, amortization schedules. You can Google them. You can find them in Excel. And you can reverse engineer the numbers into the calculator and see what your interest is. And now you have the full picture. All right, so if I want a 92-foot spider lift and I need that, and I'm going to be able to grow my crew and they're going to be able to do a few 100,000 more a year, and I can build that into my pricing. So like I'm covered on the cost of the equipment itself over time with profit still, meaning revenue grows, it covers the expenses proportionally, and my profit grows. It's leveraging my revenue and leveraging my profit. But then you have that interest piece that you have to figure out. And that's where you have to analyze if it's a good deal or a bad deal, because, is the juice worth the squeeze? If it's a 30% interest, then you might be backwards because you got to pay that out of your profits. But if it's a 5 to 10% interest, depending on how badly you need it or what it does for your business, in this example that we were talking about, so a spider lift for 175 grand at a 7%, just a simple amortization, and sometimes you do get that from the equipment financers, means you're going to pay about 33 grand in interest over 5 years. So it does amortize differently in terms of when they record interest and how much is principal and if you pay it off early, etc. But if you take it the full 5 years and you think about it like this, for perspective, you're paying $6,600 or $6,500 a year extra to accelerate that equipment into your business to get the revenue and the profits today. So what is the extra profit you're going to get? What's the cost of that, right? That's $6,600 a year. What are the intangible values? Getting more guys, getting more equipment, getting momentum in your growth. And is it worth it, right? So like if you can bring home another 50K of profit and it only costs you $6,500 a year with a deductible expense, so that's a pretty decent ROI. So this is what we were chatting about, just some perspective on how to think about payments, cost of equipment, the real cost of interest, and how borrowing, if it's engineered into your pricing properly, actually does leverage growth. So yeah, happy for your feedback. Let me know what you think. Thanks.